I was reading a passage today in Ezekiel 10, and this one little phrase stuck out to me, and I wanted to share this with you. I looked up a couple of definitions this morning. This is just, it's short, but it's good. In Ezekiel 10, Ezekiel is having a dream or a vision or whatever, and in verse 4, it says, "The temple was filled with a cloud, and the court was filled with the brightness of the glory of the Lord." Well, what does that mean, the brightness of the glory of the Lord? I'm glad you asked. Brightness, according to Strong's, is brilliancy, literally or figuratively. It is brightness, light, clear, shining. So I think of brightness on a very, very clear day, and the sun is shining brightly in the middle of summer. That's pretty bright, okay? So we're talking about the brightness of the glory of the Lord. Well, what is glory? This is interesting here. Properly, glory is weight. It's weighty, it's heavy, but only figuratively in a good sense. The word is splendor or copiousness. Well, what does copiousness mean? We don't use that word much. Copious is a large quantity, abundant and plentiful. And the word is translated glorious or gloriously, glory, honor or honorable, abundance, riches, dignity, reputation, reverence, glory, and splendor. Okay, so put this together. You have a brightness. You have this almost blinding like the sun glory, which is abundance, riches, dignity, a good reputation, reverence. Are you getting a picture here? Who is the Lord? The word used for Lord here is Jehovah. That's the English pronunciation. I think in Hebrew it's more Yehovah. And it means the existing one or the eternal one. So you have the eternal one who has existed since way before time began, because he created time. And he is so bright that he is blinding. And his glory, his abundance, his splendor, his riches and dignity, his splendor is so bright, so very bright, that you can hardly stand it. And that is what Ezekiel is talking about here when he says the temple was filled with the cloud and the court was filled with the brightness of the glory of the... Now think about this. The whole temple is it's like the whole church, right? But the court was a part of the temple. And the court was where the people would stand to worship God. You know, they couldn't go into the Holy of Holies. Only the priest could go into the Holy of Holies once a year. But the people who came to worship would be in the court. And the court where the people would go to worship, that is where this glorious splendor, brightness of the Lord was. Imagine if you're in church and you're worshiping God and that brightness came into your church. It's like all the spotlights being turned on you all at once. And that glory of God, that splendor, that abundance is there. Now, I don't know about you, but if I'm in church and that kind of glory comes in, I'm hitting the ground. Because nobody can stand in that much presence of God. When the presence of God is that weighty, you're not standing up. You're not sitting down. You're on your knees or you're on your face before the Lord. And think about this. If that is who God is, if that is how God is, who are we to use his name in vain? To dishonor him? To do anything that would not please him? Thank you for watching today, and I will see you soon.